Welcome to video number 9. And this video, we're going to chat about exactly, excuse me, yo, we're going to chat exactly about what I've kind of chat about in the previous video, because I went pretty fast and I kind of went, okay, well, we need to do this, and that, but I never actually explained to you what what I've done, right? So the first thing I did was I went and declared a variable, right? I went and declared a variable and I called it color. Now, most of the variables, or all the variables in PHP has always got a dollar sign in front of it. That's kind of initiating PHP to say, listen, that is a variable. Right after the dollar sign, we would go and give it a name. So in this case, we are calling it color, all in lowercase. And then we are okay. So we went and we created a variable and we called it color, which you can see right there. And I'm gonna whip out my pen so that I can scratch a bit around here. So PHP, we've opened it up. That was the first thing we did. The second thing is we created a variable by using the dollar sign, and then we went and gave it a name. We called it color, and then we gave the actual instance of what color is all about. So we went, good example is, okay, we went, okay, well, here is a Starbucks cup of coffee, right? We went, okay, well, this is the cup. The dollar sign is the actual Starbucks. Okay, this is Starbucks. Now, the color initiates the cup. Now, we need to give the cup coffee, right? And in this case, we are giving it red. Red, implements the coffee inside of the cup. Now, that is an analogy. I don't want to confuse you. So in our case, we're going to go, okay, well, the variable is color. That's its name. And the content of the variable named color is red. That's what we did right there. And we made an equal sign and we said quotation marks, right? So we definitely went and declared that as that. So that's a better way, is just erase everything. There we go. So once we've done that, so we know now that, okay, well, the variable name color has got a content called red. Now we actually go in and initiate echo, and echo is basically where we go, okay, we have echoed this section right here where we say echo, and now we need to kind of tell them, okay, well, what do we want to echo? What do we want to, what do we want to show on the page? Because everything that's got an echo shows on the page, roughly, right? That's a basic explanation of it. So we went and we added what we call a string. Now, a string is just a basic word of text. It's called string programming languages, and we went and said echo quotation marks, and we said my car is, and now my car is a string value. Then we went and we put a little dot after our after our there we go. We put a little dot after our quotation mark, after our string, right? I'm going to put an S there for string, and that dot indicates that we're putting together certain content. We went then $color. Now, why do we go $color? Because $color references towards the variable that we've written right in the beginning. And what is it going to display? Well, it's going to display it's not going to display $color. It's going to display the content that is defined inside of the actual variable, which in this case is red. And then we actually put another dot in it, which means that we're adding something with it, and quotation marks we're putting BR. Now, any kind of HTML coding, you always want to put in quotation marks because it's seen as string. Okay, so that is why we do it that specific way. So now in this case, it's going to say my car is red, and then break. That break means it's going to enter, so it's going to the next line. Now the second line, so let's scratch this out. We understand this, and we know now that, we know how to call up a color. Oh, color. We know now how to call up a variable, we know how to create a variable, and we know how to add content to the variable. So the next section, we're going echo my house says, which is another piece of string, and it's saying dot all uppercase color. Will this work? I ask you, will this work? No, it won't. Why? Because this is all uppercase, and we said in the beginning that variables are case sensitive. Why is it case sensitive? Well, because it's referencing towards the name. If the name is in lowercase and the calling bit is in higher case, it's not going to work because it's referencing each word to the actual name. So you can see myhouse.color.br. This is not going to work. So this is going to give you an syntax error. Oh, so that is definitely important to understand. The last one, and I'm going to scratch this two out because we know what's going on there. That's done horribly. The last one, just going to scratch it out. Okay, so the last one we're saying my boat is, which is a string, and we're going color, which is the same. Now the same thing applies here because everything is in lowercase. Why are we going and we're adding this, right? That's definitely not going to work. So the essence of this video, the essence or the main thing that we can learn from this video is a couple of things. We know now how to create a variable. We know how to name a variable. In this case, our name was color. We know now that if we're going to keep everything lowercase, everything should be lowercase. In this case, it was, which is correct, which is good. In this case, that was wrong, and in this case, it was wrong as well. So it's important to understand that. It's important to know that as well. The important thing that we've learned here as well is our little dot, and our little dot puts two things together. Okay, and we also know now that strings are initiated in quotation marks, and strings and certain variables can be put together. And we've also learned that HTML code also gets displayed as strings. So that was a video all about basics about variables. Now in the next video, we're going to chat about, we're going to take it a step further. In video 10, we're going to go and unravel it a bit more and get into more detail with PHP.